Their pick of Inferno.
Yeah, it's a great map for Heroic. It's one where they go off on T sides, where they have wins over some best teams in the world. And for Vitality, it's a map they avoid, frankly. Their lowest played, with the exception of their insta-ban. So the pressure's on. Heroic look to make this a 3-map affair, and we start fast, straight up banana.
Yeah, Heroic. Want him to come into this pacey, want him to come into this ballsy, because I think Vertigo felt a little timid at times.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same Heroic we've seen across the playoffs even so far.
Just a lack of certainty in their moves, right? Yeah, sure, Vitality definitely brought some heat. They made some aggressive plays. Magisk and Dupree were rock solid on anchor rolls, but at the same time, it didn't feel like Heroic, you're right. And there were definitely nerves, there were definitely fears. But all of that must be put aside in this second map, unless Heroic want to repeat Rio from that major run. Miss smoke on long, that's not ideal, and they don't know it till it's too late. cadiaN's going to try check it out. That realization setting in at least, but he's still going to take the room. Try and find that gap. Apex pushed into the bomb site, committing up short now.
ZywOo with his dual Berettas, he loves these things. 2 heads better than 1. Let's see. ZywOo. Raring to go. The dualies bring to life. ZywOo churns through the first man in for Heroic. It was not really a threat they had to worry about back on Vertigo.
Hey, they got great post-plant positions, but they're not in the post-plant. That bomb is dropped in the middle of the site, and cadiaN has to cross past these USPs to get it planted. Finally, we'll make that risk happen. 20 seconds on the stick, a flank through apartments, and no kits.
Ooh, Vitality look to move in, but Apex ends up jumping the gun a bit. They want to try and give room to Dupree. They're going to have to. And with the backstab. Oh, Dupree makes it happen.
Oh, that was scary for a second there, certainly, with Heroic chasing those kills in the post plant. But the flank is in, and the finisher from Dupree. ZywOo as well, 2 for 1 in the dualies, you know, at least every time, good for that. Makes these guns look so terrifying. Gonna have a force up for Heroic. Devastation already setting in. Another missed pistol, another missed opportunity for the Danes.
And you know, when you're working within these very tight margins that the games have been for Heroic, you know that those rounds, the pistol rounds, can make all the difference. Just lets you springboard yourself up, build a bit of confidence early. And you know, if this ends up being a 30-round game, if this goes the distance, it's those ones that can haunt you. cadiaN, entrusted with the hero gun here. Heroic still have a fair bit riding on this round.
And weirdly enough, it was cadiaN being the opener in that last map, right? Him and Stan were responsible for almost every opening kill that Heroic attempted and succeeded in. Oh, but not this time. Dead immediately. Guns be shuffled over to Stan, who also bought armor for this contingency. So these 2 players trying to crack open a round here for Heroic, but Vitality give them nothing. 4 players ready to pounce in middle. They trade peeks and they make it look easy. That gun now committed and lost as Apex comes hunting to finish it off. 2 over Vitality, starting clean as ever. This may be a great map for Heroic, but I like how even Yank on the desk drew back to the fact that while Heroic have surprised, have upset all along the way in the last 6 months, we look to experience on stages, we look to players who have done it before, and you've got 3 major winners over on Vitality, totaling 8 majors together. And that's not even counting the coach.
When Heroic were here last, we keep talking about the kind of redemption arc, the revenge story that they're trying to embark upon. Because in that grand final versus the Outsiders, when the first map was competitive, but by the time we moved on to the second, Heroic were in their heads. They ran out of steam. It was a dominant second map.
Wouldn't that be sweet irony as well, considering that's exactly what they did to Na'Vi yesterday, right? They burned through them in a triple overtime. They get 1 map point, they close it. And then Na'Vi looked like a shell. Couldn't recover. A 1-round T-side on Ancient. Broken. Heroic can't find themselves in that position. Not here, not now. Or they will forever be second place.
Yeah, say they're the big bad in Brazil, but nothing but bad memories if that's what ends up happening. So Heroic need to rise above it. Vitality are info gathering in this round. Magic's getting flashed down. Banana, suddenly the penny is dropped. They know what Heroic are planning to do here. All this util starts to spill over into the A site and running down long. Heroic are approaching this with a blistering pace.
Oh, Dupree stuck in the site, but he gets away with 2. He can finish a 3rd as well. He's trapped in the pit on low health. They're getting desperate right now, running smokes and running guns, but cadiaN closes the gap. 2 on 2. He goes for more. Big bad Casper again. Not so friendly Ghost. Leaves ZywOo in a clutch that he will most certainly attempt.
He kind of has to. This was a one-man army. And ZywOo, no stranger to that, looks to move in. cadiaN, the one left to beat, the one who got this round started, the captain of Heroic. Is he going to go down with his ship? No, he course corrects! cadiaN with a phenomenal round, and there's no questioning that this guy wants the redemption arc.
He just giggles it off. That one's a breaker, a back breaker, a neck breaker, the money as well. Vitality jumped the gun. Wow. Look at them go through smokes. They wanted to finish that one. cadiaN lives on the long island. Just crouched in the corner. And they feed him. To beat ZywOo in the 1v1 as well, that has to pump his boys up.
If that doesn't bring your head back into it, I don't know what will. It just makes the words of wisdom he passes down the line hit that much harder when you see him giving so much to the game to try and keep the dream alive. How can that not inspire you? But the backstab coming in, Vitality trying to disrupt, trying to set the pace of this round. Heroic will deal with the mid push, but Vitality get away with murder.
They're gonna have to recommit. 2 smokes already used. Bomb is going back though. This is a fake out. Heroic always loving to stay tricky, but Stown is so low in this round. How can he really sell this one? Even Dupree's made his way back, meandering into the site just in time. Stown gets finished. Yami has room, but not long till Vitality realize exactly what's going on here. He needs this entry and they're giving him nothing.
Dupree misses this timing, but it's Spinks who's the thorn in their side, and there he is getting activated. cadiaN, another 1v4, another clutch needed from the captain. It's asking too much. He can't keep repeating this. Vitality with a far cleaner round.
Reassuring as well, their money was on the line after cadiaN broke them previously, so just staying above water with a scout. And with a very limited util, Vitality just rushed down mid. I like the confidence, I like the brazenness. It's all we saw on CT Vertigo as well. The re-flashes from Magis, the moves Vitality were making, they are not scared. And of all the teams in this final, it is Heroic who are definitely feeling the burn right now. Laughing it off.
Just pistols. These rounds, you end up feeling like you got nothing to lose, so sometimes they can spiral on that fact, right? Heroic play with a lot of pressure up until this round. This is one where finally it's like, well, we're kind of meant to lose it, but doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of magic happening today. The nades rain down thick onto Heroic, and Magisk lights them up as they try to pull up through Banana. Just down left standing in a sea of blue. Vitality have him boxed in, and they know it. They want a clean round here, and they're going to get it on the back of Magisk. Big multi-kill moment in the B-hole. Doesn't let the pistols overwhelm them. Vitality fight that every step of the way.
Yeah, sure, you can have that clutch factor for Heroic. We've already seen it so much this tournament, but you need the consistency, and you need to start strong early. Right now, they're calling in an immediate timeout, as this T-side has not begun how it should have. A T-side that is favored for Heroic, a T-side that the numbers speak for themselves, winning 60% of the rounds on this half. On Inferno alone. So we need more. And we can't afford to wait.
All tournament long, they've been able to rely on this resilience, but right now, man, it feels like cadiaN is the one bright spark. Yeah. And you know, we say with Heroic, they might not have that like clear present star, but They have the manpower, they have the firepower. It's a squad that are often pretty even where anyone can step up. But right now, there's not a star in the sky for Heroic.
A dark day indeed, if it goes the way it did last time on this stage. But they pull playoff games back from the brink of defeat already. Look at that Furia matchup. Reverse sweeping that series. And they remind themselves what they're here for. The smoke up middle. Was that meant to be a jump throw, or are they just going to pop through that one on mid? Dear oh dear, I think it was. Heroic have to call it off. It just looks like a short smoke, I guess. Even so, the rest of them back off. It looked like it didn't go to plan. I imagine it wanted to land motor so they could actually exec. And now they've got nothing. Bits and pieces, and a minute on the clock to break through this AAA hold.
Flashes out long, but ZywOo waits here. He waits to strike, set up by dupreeh's flash. If he went around that corner, there were kills available. Instead, more flashbangs rain out, and this time ZywOo's a little late to the party. dupreeh holds the line, won't let them in. dupreeh, immovable. In behind the site is finally run down. There's still space here. He's getting spammed. They can hear this. They know he's there. And so Heroic locate the danger man. They deal with him. They swing out and they hunt Magisk down. This is more like it as far as Heroic rounds go.
Yeah, they do it together. That's a difference maker, right? Everyone trading peaks or swinging at the same time. Fantastic clear. After dupreeh gets away with a double, you feel like that's enough. But Heroic hold on. Yet to see ZywOo's AWP make an appearance. It could be thrown into the picture in this follow-up. Opted against it. Says himself he's not the best AWPer in the world, but Rifler, you ask him, different story. Certainly up there.
We kind of had a bit of a break point here in the game though, right? This is the round that's going to decide whether or not Heroic get gifted a route back in. Because even though Vitality built up cash across these first few rounds, pulling up with the investment here leaves them broke if it goes against them. And so if they want to maintain this lead, if they want to keep the confidence high, they've got to stick the landing here and now. Spinks is trying to make a play, but he's been read every step of the way. They saw him going through the apartments. They tagged him as he ran through. That even, delays the timing of him getting to the doors out apps. And Heroic are gifted that 5v4.
Make the right move though. Vitality pull Apex back to this site. Okay, is this smoke gonna look better this time for Stown? Okay, no, again, it is the intention here in middle, just to try and smoke off short. They've got a map popping through Boiler. That's why the flash supplements it, but ZywOo turns from it. dupreeh gets decked, looking the wrong way. ZywOo has nowhere to go and nowhere to hide, and this time for Heroic, it looks perfect, picture perfect, as they find every entry with ease. We love it when a plan comes together.
This is nice though. This is Heroic rebuilding. No one saw that. This is Heroic rebuilding. And it feels nice, as you say, it feels nice when a plan comes together, and Heroic are going to feel that as well, right? The few times they've tried some of these looks in over towards A, there has been misutility, there has been missed timings, but that round was a lot more synergized, and so this can look to build them up a little bit. Factor in, as we were saying coming into that round, that Vitality are now broke, right? So suddenly Heroic can close this gap up. Magisk will get out with that rifle by his side. The extra couple of kills give him enough money to drop a gun over.
Why not?
Should he choose to. Apex has put money in. He was the one guy with a bit of extra cash floating around, but it might just be a hero rifle round here for Vitality.
Yeah, he has some spare, so he'll make it work. Vitality can play aggressive with these rifles. We've seen some mid pushes. Not so much on the banana front. 3B for the pistols. cadiaN's AWP makes its first appearance. Holding for this boost up on middle to get dry fight. How does Apex win that battle? That's a massive sculpt to take. They're going to avoid this rifle, at least knowing where one is in this round. Sends Heroic back to B. Tesses tries to avoid getting caught in the corner as he sets up util. Heroic contact all the way along, and this is the perfect way to counteract ZywOo, playing with this smoke. If they can just dome him, headshot him on the first peek, that could be something, but sjuush gets caught picking 2 targets, and sjuush, too late to trade. He's going to try and get that gun out of there. ZywOo attempted it as well, down to 1 mag. That's a big play for sjuush to make. High risk, but doesn't let Vitality arm up. They pull Magist back to B as well.
Heroic need something to happen here, right? The alarm bells are somewhat going off in this round. Yabi can be that guy to open it up, but he's got to be ready. Magisk takes away top banana. They now know it's not the B play. Vitality, this info gathering is great. Magisk is hot on their heels. He is chasing them every step of the way. Straight down middle. The timing's good. He's going to catch them as they're setting up. Damage done on the Tesses. He barely makes it to join up with his teammate in Yabi, and they don't know that Apex has been waiting down in the pit this whole time. Yabi dead. It's the wounded Tesses up against the world, and Apex unrelenting. That hero gun that he bought up finds them around from nowhere.
Yeah, 3 kills, and ZywOo even got that jump off car and grabbed the AK that they threw out the map as well. So Vitality were lethal in that round. You could not forget about them for a second. That is devastating. And with Yabi going a little cold in this series so far, with him not being able to find him on the lurk, that was the only way Heroic were going to win the round. Find the gap, kill the 1 man, and then you've got a post-plant chance. Zonic cheers him on. Heroic pissed off. Fast through a Molotov. They've only got Glocks. There's nothing to do here. ZywOo's even feasting with the AWP. 2 shots easily. And 1 by 1, Heroic crumble.
Never a round they were meant to win. Never a round they'll make a dent in. cadiaN. It's a damage-dealing mission for him now. Heat seeking up through the spawn. 1 man already here, already moved into position. Vitality going to keep it flawless. And, you know, considering just a couple of rounds ago, they were at this point where their money was teetering on the edge. Keeping rounds like that clean matter a hell of a lot in the long run. This gives Vitality a real leg to stand on here. For Heroic, this game becomes a grind. If you want to break into it, if you want to break even, if you want to start to be competitive on this T side, you've got a handful of rifle rounds between you and achieving that goal.
In playoffs versus group stage, solid there, but better here. Right now he's 1 and 9. cadiaN was also that other figure for Heroic, who we saw definitely whiff some shots, look a bit out of it in the easier games, but once you put him on the stage, he's pulling up clutches, he's breaking hearts. But for Vitality, the one guy who stood tall, the only guy whose stats have improved massively moving into the stage games is dupreeh, and he has shown it in this series. He has kept it going on the second map as well.
Yeah, I mean, right now, all top of the board for Vitality is the veteran players, Apex, dupreeh, and Magisk.
Yes,
even having Apex up there is wild in its own right,
and high impact as well in his round. So it's a great sign for Vitality. Even the fact that, as we were saying this last map, it didn't feel like the stars, the typical stars, were the ones required to get them over the finish line, right? ZywOo and Spinks, non-factors in comparison. Not today, though. ZywOo's here with vengeance. He gets 1, overwhelmed by MAC-10s running rampant. Apex gets his molly down, and that will slow Heroic off. They're going to jump through it. Apex absolutely manhandles them in this round, but still, Heroic break through over the top of the smoke, killing rotations, and they allow a plant.
Spinks and dupreeh left up in this one. But dupreeh has an air of confidence about him here. Spinks moving up behind him. Yabi low on health, but he does have that AWP in the post plant. Right place for it as well, as he holds for the crunch up through banana. Oh, dupreeh domes him, and Tesses can't complete the kill. Now the 1v2 stolen away. Vitality not missing a beat.
They are shutting Heroic out of every clutch in this series. We have had no success. We've had no one saving these impossible rounds that Heroic makes so possible. Sure, cadiaN comes through a one to start this map, but otherwise absent. What a shot for dupreeh, man. Up against an AWP as well. Yabi barely flinches. And that's such an impactful round for Vitality. They put Heroic back on pistols. They keep building on this defensive half, and Heroic can feel it once again in Rio slipping through their fingers.
It's a sinking feeling, one that they are sadly all too familiar with. Been in this spot a handful of times now, so they know when that gut-wrenching feeling is taking hold. The B-pop coming in down the pipeline. Apex in a tank over towards this B site. Mad just flashed off the angle. Apex is as well. Good util for Heroic to close the gap and get up close with these Tech-9s. Let them sing. Finds them away into the round. ZywOo waits back in the spawn, hoping that on this smoke fade, something will be given. Heroic have got no reason to fight him here.
Yeah, this might just be done off positions, right? It's Inferno 101, and Heroic have only grabbed one gun so far, but the man advantage in numbers might be enough. dupreeh will see what's optional in the banana, maybe if he finds his kill, but no. Vitality have already made the safe call. He tries to trap him in with a bomb here, but the smoke falls a little short. And Heroic, they do lose a man to the nade, but they're going to try exit through spawn. Run boost in, missed shot, and Spinx is still here to hold down the fort. So Heroic, it will be casualties and calamities, but still an eco win. You take what you can get on this T side right now, and look at cadiaN go, realizing this is our opportunity. We are throwing it away, and we cannot afford to.
Yeah, he is, you know, such a leader of this team. He's doing everything. You know, he can tell that the other guys might be in their heads a bit. You know, if you're someone like sjuush, who's had a great tournament, but you're 1-11, you're getting naded even in the rounds that you're winning when you're attempting to save your Tech-9 armor, he feels like nothing's going right. And so cadiaN is putting every fiber of his being into trying to recover the mentality of his team.
Vitality just stay calm. Not the first rodeo for many of this men, and it won't be the last either. There were so many questions and fears for this organization, for this roster. But here at this event, they are proving people wrong. Spinx starts strong, finds Yabi in apartments, forcing Heroic's hand into B, and cadiaN just gets overwhelmed. Magist's molly with the peak. They do feed one. But is that a way in for Heroic? I don't know yet. Stown's super low. He must take that AWP. They've got one smoke for this B bomb site. Beckoned in. Apex and ZywOo, or Magisk rather, waiting.
That util's going to telegraph it, but Apex was smart. He held on to his smoke this whole time, and now he waits. Oh, so much damage on the spam. They're softened up for Magisk. It's almost too easy. Vitality have come into this with the mindset of champs. That much is certain. They destroy Heroic in this round. Any glimmer of hope that existed, snuffed out.
And they're coming for the AWP as well. They know what's being saved. cadiaN's big ticket item, but avoided. Fortunately enough, Stown will survive. Whoa. It's all good. But it's not great for Heroic. That much is clear. This is supposed to be one of their go-to maps. This is supposed to be one that Vitality avoided in recent times. But they are rolling back the years and rolling with the punches. 8-4, AWP for ZywOo again, and more pistols. Even cadiaN letting Stown take this AWP.
cadiaN's brought up armor as well, so if Stown ends up on the receiving end, too much damage of one of these swings from the ZywOo AWP, They can transfer this gun around so that it still has a comfortable home, but the AWP is the thing that has to make the difference here. Whether it comes from stan, whether it comes to cadiaN, none of that matters to Heroic.
Finally, there's a chance in this round because Vitality have rotated triple B. They've gambled. They're going to realize soon if they continue to flash and play aggressive, but Heroic can pop into the site as long as they get past these pit players. Again, it could be this eco win. It doesn't matter what you've got as long as you overwhelm the rifles. They're getting closer. Yeah,
the smoke is nice to achieve that goal. It just obscures some of these sight lines, right? Makes life a little harder for Spinks, who's now having to react as he sees players crossing into the site. He's doing all he can to stifle them with his own util. It slowed this down, and Apex takes up position in the perfect moment in the library. Spam comes through on the smoke push, dropping into the pit. They don't overwhelm Dupree. This one's falling on deaf ears. It's just that AWP left standing and hounded down by Apex.
Nothing is hitting, and Vitality, there is not a weak link in sight. Everyone holding their spots. And even when Heroic find gaps, find free position, take Banana, a position that Vitality have not once put any stake or stock into, they can't do anything with it. This is faith in the individuals for Vitality, and they are delivering when they need to.
Yeah, because, you know, even though it's been easy to home in on Heroic, what with them being in this position, with them having a lot to prove on this redemption arc as this team really peaks. On the other side, Vitality, you know, they've got their own demons to slay. This was a team that the critique you would often field their way is that in these high-pressure matchups, when it really matters, key players would go missing. But they've got that veteran edge in this matchup, and it is the veterans that are shining for Vitality. Apex sat up top of the board. This guy had a point to prove.
I mean, Vitality, you know, this is a run, man. They've never made it to a semi-finals or further in an IEM event. Not with this roster. I mean, they've not won one under the organization since 2021, some time ago, before the Danes even entered this one. Results have been lackluster, they've been fruitless. But right now, none of that matters in this moment. Vitality are doing exactly what they need to. And then some. sjuush back in Banana, back with vengeance. And back up against the wall, he'll have to fall.
Oh, hung around to drop that molly. They are really close now. stan moving in, right? Going for the kill. sjuush just barely makes it to safety. And Magisk has got his back. Tesses dinked, brought down low. sjuush the man to beat, and that is easier said than done. Plot armor in this round. Don't know how he's still going, and just the presence of this man here is enough to turn the tide. Heroic up and leave. Tesses dead as he turns at just the wrong moment. And that split-second decision might cost Heroic everything. They're barreling into an A site that's still defended. Vitality have not felt the need to scramble around. And this is dominant right now. This is quickly getting out of hand. Heroic fast running out of time, and Vitality sprinting towards the finish.
It's in sight now. So many trophies lifted by the trio on this team, but not together, not as a roster. And Vitality can taste that right now.
And you know, it was the blending of styles. That's what you always used to hear about Vitality. It was the blending of French Counter-Strike with Danish Counter-Strike. Not a match made in heaven.
Not a map pool made in heaven.
But they've found a way to make it work, and the fruits of their labor showing off on the stage in Rio.
Fucking every piece from the tree. A juicy CT side now, and one more to do. It felt like Heroic never had money, never had a chance. No bomb pots, really, except for the rounds won. Vitality, I mean, they've not shown much banana control, and they'll continue to do so. They give it back up. Heroic up in apps, but they are battered by this util already. They don't have an AK in their hands. They shouldn't have a hope or a chance.
You know, in this moment, it's like my heart goes out to cadiaN, because you see how much of himself he's putting in the server. You see how much of himself he's putting on the line. It's a very, you know, vulnerable experience to do what he's doing. And while he's trying to be the guy pumping up 4 other players on his team, he's also got to carry impact. He's also got to carry himself well. And that feels like too much of a task, an impossible ask. Barreling out through the apartments, one man makes it in. Yabi survives that trip into the pit. But ZywOo is here. ZywOo has landed. Takes out Down, one more man going up and over, but when you swing for the king, you can't afford to miss. Yabi will deal with him.
We heard that.
Running out of time, the backstab for cadiaN denied, and it's down to the 1v1. Yabi's tapped on the bomb. He's gonna win it in the fight, and he will!
A saving grace right at the end of the half. It's 5. It's something here for Heroic. The double fake into the fight might give them some flair, but Vitality will brush it off and move on.
Vitality are 1 map up and they're looking damn good. And they also have the crowd massively on their side. It is a real vibe here no matter where we go. Everyone's starting to come out. But this is a big Heroic camp as well. You're not my brother, you're not my brother, you're not my friend, you are my brother, my friend. ESL, will you come back to Brazil? Hopefully it's good here. Heroic #1, don't know what that says. Jabby the killer, Jabby has definitely been doing some killing. Got some nice signs. Guys, who's winning? It's quite a mixed bag, but I think it's going to be Vitality. Let's see.
Apex the detective has seen the posters on the wall. Brazil's most wanted man of cadiaN is being hunted down, and his hit squad, known as the Brotherhood, are being boxed in. Vitality in their final form are looking to take a trophy in IEM Rio. Resilience is the name of the game, but can Heroic stop what feels like the inevitable?
All those emotions the last Rio flooding back through Heroic's minds. Vitality don't have that same history here. Now looking to print their names in the books all over again. cadiaN getting involved in the pistol, but now he realizes he's in the danger zone. Apex blind, but still good for the opener. Doesn't even need to see you to find the advantage in this round. Vitality now can slow it right down. They know the pressure Heroic are under, not just in this round, but in the series. With how this game's gone, Vitality really want to milk this. They're going to let Heroic stew in the 4v5.
Oh, and it's warm. It's uncomfortable. Your heart beats and your hands shake, but you cannot move. Not a muscle. Heroic holds strong. They don't panic. They don't peek. But eventually, it's down to Vitality. Look at the scoreboard, man. The fact that Apex is leading the way. The Danes looking indomitable. sjuush holding strong. And Spinks right there when you need him. There is not a way. There is not a weak player. Yabi, he does hit his headshot. They're coming his way into the stack.
Yeah, Heroic are happy with where this one's ending up. They've got all the pieces here to hold the line. sjuush from bottom of the board. Strikes from down in the pit. Apex with their backs turned. He can't find it.
Oh, dear.
And that little whiff, that can be the way back in for Heroic.
Yeah, the smell of success. They get a little taste at the end of the half, and they find the first as well. Big round from sjuush just to build him back into this series. A fantastic playoff run until this match now.
Yeah, and he was dealt a lot of rough hands in that first half, right? If anyone was going to die to nades, if anyone was going to die to some Vitality BS, it was sjuush more often than not. We've all had those feelings where, you know, you feel like you just can't set a foot right. Like the game is against you. But a couple of kills in the pistol is a step in the right direction. Now Vitality are going to take this slow. Gives them time to talk it through, and the longer they take, the more util Heroic waste. So you find ways to make this round expensive without even throwing anyone at the guns.
Just about keeping it clean here for Heroic, right? Building money early. Not giving Vitality a way to make these rounds weird. They will hold strong at B, and now the rest of the Bs gonna pulse their way back. It's only Yabi here. But he's the one player in double digits in this team right now. I love how long Vitality are taking just to waste time, waste nades. Every penny spent for Heroic is money made for Vitality.
It served its purpose, right? There's next to no util left at the end of this round. And now Vitality just running into the B site. They're content with anything here, but nothing given, nothing gained. Yabi and cadiaN have that crossfire set up. And so it's a much needed clean round for Heroic, right? If they were ever gonna make a comeback happen here, if they were ever going to turn this around, they need a bit of staying power. They can't afford to lose a round and be reset instantly. So that is an important way for your anti-eco to go. It's still a long road to recovery for Heroic. But the first few steps taken, Vitality now bring guns into the round. So this is where the going gets tough.
Those nades are brutal. Just barely stands in the first go round for Vitality. And Heroic have plenty more where that came from. So we might have to play at the back of the pack for now. Ooh. My oh my, Heroic keep the pressure on in this round. They're making the most out of what little they've got. The bonus is never fun, not when the game is this tight. Oh, that's a shot. sjuush. 0 in the name, but he's got plenty in the game.
Tesso's be aggro. That's going to force Vitality's hand to follow through with the A play. And Dupree looks to make it so. The bomb is cut loose over at Boiler, which is a little awkward here, especially with Heroic coming in on this fast flank. Dupree can grab it, never having to fight, but ZywOo throws himself into the engagement, into the challenge, and he's up for the task.
No saving this one. Yami the Star forced to save as Vitality, despite the brutal nades coming down at the start of the round, they convert it off the back of the Woo. A guy who has gone quiet in some of the most important games, a guy who we don't doubt the individual ability of, but we wonder what the peak is. How high can he go? Lacking trophies to his name, lacking that major title, and sometimes has disappeared when Vitality need him the most deep in tournaments. Not today, not on this stage.
Yeah, he's starting to creep up the scoreboard, and it does just beg the question, right? Like the veterans and the agency of these very experienced players have got you this far now. The Prodigy is starting to get involved, right? To carry that impact that the name ZywOo carries.
For Heroic, that's a bad omen. Force to force. Pinch and pennies. When you see Heroic leave only one flash in spawn, you know they're in trouble.
Yeah, there is the big worry, if you're Heroic, is ZywOo, right? We've all seen those games where it's just him as a one-man army, and it's terrifying when it happens. You hope that he doesn't build into that form.
Oh.
The nades are a thing of beauty, but there's Magisk countering it every step of the way.
Oh,
cadiaN with a response.
big molly.
The nades have been punishing. It's kept Heroic in this round. Vitality trying to stay mobile, but Apex is the man with the bomb. Doesn't want to get caught on an island here. ZywOo moves in to back him up, but he is wounded. He is hurting.
Still send him in first. This guy can do it on whatever health you give him. An ample opportunity. They just retrieved another nade. It's going to go in. ZywOo's got to watch out. He's gone down bottom banana. How deep does cadiaN throw it? Not far enough. ZywOo dodges death again. Disappears only to walk right back in.
These are the gambles where Heroic normally excel, right? Normally, cadiaN's ability to read how these rounds shape up are the difference maker for the Danes. But right now, it is one man in B. It is cadiaN on his own. Smoke spawn exchanged. A bit of a hope and a prayer for cadiaN, and it goes a long way. Dupree dead. ZywOo tagged up by those nades earlier on.
Just walk it.
They slip on in. Smoke in his way. cadiaN might have to leave this one to chance.
He's going to get flashed in. Surely not with a pistol. He knows one player's low.
The USP. Madman. cadiaN looks to move in, and ZywOo is struck from the tally. Apex can't plant this bomb. He can't win this round. One kill will go his way, but it's the end of the line, and Heroic, they save themselves. They keep this game going. They keep themselves afloat.
How does cadiaN do that on his own? And yeah, he's happy about that one. Should have been dead at the first hurdle. Should have been spammed through the smoke. Doesn't. Is he right here? And chases ZywOo down with a USP. That's the round-winning kill for cadiaN. And again, the captain has been the consistency in this series. The only one, seemingly, that Heroic can rely on. Is there more in store from Heroic, or is ZywOo going to go full beast mode?
If you want to look for some real worrying signs, right, it's just the fact that sjuush and sjuush are both struggling. I think on Heroic, you can withstand one guy having a rough game, but you can't withstand two, not with how this team is structured.
Yeah, not when Vitality don't have that same issue, right? When every star is shining bright, when the experienced players are putting on monstrous performance, when ZywOo is doing what he does best. And he has an AK in this round as well. Don't count him out of this. He didn't go for a quick B play. Added to the many highlight reels that ZywOo has provided in Banana. But he will try and reach the peak again. He will try and climb that to that summit. Flashback in for Heroic. Good time.
ZywOo's going to get wrecked by this. They isolate that one gun, and no one was there to trade. No one was playing anti-flash. Oh, a confidence-boosting round for Heroic as sjuush embraces the chaos, throws himself into the fight.
Cheeky.
And a big hat trick from sjuush stops that hero gun round getting out of hand. There was never a moment where Vitality were in it. Bottom of the board, he's starting to creep up. Him and sjuush combined, we're going 10 and 30 coming in to this round. It's a little sweeter now for sjuush. It doesn't take much to bring a guy like this back into the game.
Yeah, Heroic are making moves as well. They're happy to play re-aggress on Banana, something that Vitality never needed to do. Their anchors were rock solid, and Heroic could never break in, but they give up B. They've retaken it twice already in this half with great util. They're keeping the pressure on for Vitality, can never relax on this T side. And now Apex takes the back seat with only a Deagle. Been funding many of these sjuush rifle escapades. Even from top of the board, he knows who his star is. Heroic again, classic gamble.
Yeah, but you know, finally, these gambles are coming through, and they're well founded from the looks of how this round's laid out. Vitality had their eyes set on it, bare minimum, staking their claim to this top mid control, right? And that's exactly what Heroic are poised to deny here. Triple set. Dupree's moving up, and sjuush is on this angle. They could line up for him, and they will. sjuush mows them down!
Wow.
And Tessez, under the cover of his teammate, slips in through the back.
Heroic say try contact on me. We got your number, we got your name. We will not let you live. They had double setups either side. And Vitality try something cheeky, but that has closed this gap by one more round, and maybe two as well. They're broke. Heroic given a hope here in the second half, and they are grabbing it with both hands.
Yeah, the nerves are never going to fully go away, but the mindset shifts. There was a point where it looked like Heroic were done. It looked like they were going to get steamrolled here. But they come into this second half, and they've given one round to Vitality since moving into it, since moving onto this CT side. Piece by piece, they're rediscovering faith.
And this was clean as well. Nice off angle for sjuush, playing a little wider. sjuush repeats perfectly off of him, and the short players crunch. Heroic, no communication even needed. They just do it together, and Apex furiously typing after a round like that. Not got the plan, not what they wanted. But you can only deal with the cards you're dealt.
Another one of these hero gun rounds for Vitality. Last few times they've attempted it, Rifle struggled to get anything done, but Magisk is a very safe pair of hands. He had a great spawn as well. He's got his eyes set on fighting for this banana control. He will be given an engagement, but Yabi full sends. Doesn't look to retreat, not right away. He's hanging out around this smoke with the gap in it. This is a good fight for him, and stroke of luck goes the way of Tessez on that spam.
We're dealing with a different team now. This is a new Heroic. This is not the first half or the first map Heroic. This is one that are willing to throw themselves back in to take these blase fights. Can Spinks save it with a hero gun? Apex has been caught. Yavi will finish that off, but Spinks is so low.
And sjuush has taken all this room down through middle. Heroic are poised to win this, and on the jiggle into the spawn. It's cadiaN that's fed that kill that carries Heroic through into an even game.
I would not have believed it at the first half, right? It felt like they were done. But resilient as ever, Heroic hold on. Refuse to be bucked off the horse. They sink their feet in the stirrups and they ride forward on this CT side. But talk about pace, and Vitality might bring it your way. sjuush's in the middle of mid, and he got full blinded by that flash. Not ideal. Dupree, one way to find an opening kill.
That was Heroic, you know, trying to reassert themselves, trying to really send the message to Vitality that, yeah, we're not playing scared anymore. But it's fed Vitality the opener.
I think that was sjuush's own flash as well, that he right-clicked on the right side, just didn't dodge it in time. Everyone was blind. And now Vitality going to make do with this advantage, but look again, Heroic in the right place. It's the only way to win this round. Crunch it in middle. Bite down.
Set up to deal with it. Yabi trading contact. It's cadiaN and Apex spinning tops out through mid. And cadiaN left in this alone. A man who never writes off a clutch attempt. A man who's always willing to give it a go, to shoot for the stars. Has this kill on a platter. That one's free. sjuush dead at the bottom of middle. Now Apex and Spinks, all that's down between him and this lead for Heroic. Captain flashed off the angle. Everyone sits in silence, giving him his due respect. cadiaN is not a man to be trifled with in these moments, but Apex and Spinks have got one hell of a crossfire. That smoke complicates matters somewhat. It allows cadiaN this passage into the site, but he's fast running out of time. It's turning against him now. Up and over, and Apex gets the better of him in that clash of the leaders. Vitality, they might have this game get tied up against them, but they will not relinquish the lead. And this round all starts with Heroic being the ones trying to set the pace, trying to set the vibe of the round. And it ends up giving it to Vitality.
Yeah, for sure stan wants more of that play, but it just baits him into the triple setup. That should be far better for Heroic. They should be trading way cleaner, but Vitality, with Apex and sjuush at the helm, have been cracking open rounds, and they continue to do so. Apex continues to stay at the top of the server. The entry fragger into in-game leader arc. And right now he's doing both for Vitality. Calling and killing. They go through the Molotov. That's ballsy. Apex just sending it back up. Yabi doesn't know, but when that smoke fades, he's on the chopping block. Almost gets spotted there. Going to smoke it and play safe in the site. He's got one more to play with. And again, Heroic holds strong. They believe in the cool. But if Vitality tries something new and go back to a B-execute, there should be no way Yabi can put up enough resistance on his own. cadiaN started to meander.
sjuush knows that that flash was an info flash over towards middle. And he knows that he dodged it in time, didn't get spotted. And so Vitality try to read the reposition out of Heroic on the back of the info that flash gives.
Keep making noise at B. It's not super aggressive for Magisk. It doesn't need to be. It's just going to keep cadiaN in the picture. Goes to the back of the bomb site. And Magisk, there is no hurry on this play. His team's setting up for an apps and mid split with Apex throwing the util.
This one's going to come down to the wire. Time is of the essence here for Vitality. They're going to try deal the killing blow right as the timer expires. Tessez still alive, still a factor. Teammate down in the pit has to hold the line. sjuush will get one, but it's not enough to hold on. And so a 2v2 ensues. cadiaN and Yabi, the two players that found themselves over towards B on a lengthy journey into the retake now.
You die on this hill if you're Heroic. You risk everything you've got. You need this round. You need this win. cadiaN goes through the smoke. There's a gap. He sees one. They line up! And Heroic handle business! cadiaN cleans house.
Every time you need him to bring you back in, cadiaN will do it.
That one hurts.
There is something to be said how consistently this guy is able to do the impossible. And he relishes in the moment. But now it's back to that laser focus, that determination. Wow. And the difference, these are two IGLs who wear their hearts on their sleeves, who show their emotions. For Apex, it's that of frustration. Collateral to lose a hard-fought 2v2 post-plant. You never even got the chance to fight back. On the other side, it's cadiaN playing the role of court jester. Always one to uplift the spirits of the team.
And now, this is where the resilience gets called into question, right? Because Heroic are flying. They're on Cloud9 right now. They feel unstoppable. Streaking CT rounds, breaking Vitality on both T rounds they found.
ZywOo, the difference maker, known to do it. The game opens up, but it will only be one, but it might be enough. dupreeh's right by his side, and Vitality run the racetrack into the MTA site. Your celebrations, Heroic, will be called off. For it is just one round.
It's if that built to more where this became a concern, but Vitality, you know, this is where Apex kind of lets them off the leash a little bit. ZywOo had a good spawn for mid, and they got full faith in him. When he makes a call, when he says, look, I'm feeling it right now, I'm going to win this mid fight, they go a bit more up tempo. There's the pace change, and Heroic are completely caught off guard by it. Starts with ZywOo getting this, and the moment that space is given, Vitality never ease off.
What a blasé move for ZywOo and dupreeh to make, just popping through mid like that. The last thing Heroic expected. You think Vitality going to cool off after being clutched up, but they point their anger in the right direction, and they sit 3 rounds away from a trophy. Heroic's money hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, because these rounds have been, you know, down to the wire. Couple of one and dones after the streak for Heroic, but the one round they fielded most recently, just 2 surviving. It was that cadiaN collateral round, and that's left them with very little to work with looking to the future. That means that this is a necessity now for Heroic. They might hit that dreaded point where it all falls out of their hands. And at this scoreline, this close to Vitality being the ones to hoist the trophy, you do not want that, but they might not have a choice. ZywOo opens again. And as we've gotten into the crunch time, he's risen to the occasion.
Oh, no.
Magisk keeps this in the advantage of Vitality, and now they're going for the throat.
They're just running, they're just gunning, and it's cadiaN again who's got to be that last line of defense. No shot taken, he misses those flicks, and sjuush stands tall for one, but he's mollied out. cadiaN with a banger, sjuush is stuck on the clock, and now he's all that stands in this site, not for long. Down to Yabi, and down he goes. Spinks stardom in the A site, and Vitality flexing on this T side.
And for Heroic now, their hearts sink. They know that they had to offer up resistance there. They know that if this one went the way of Vitality, their odds of coming back here, of making this a 3-map series, almost go out the window. They are broke, and that's why you see Vitality celebrating so hard. They know that they've now done the legwork.
This team has been a joy to watch in this tournament. Revitalized and ready for trophies. Magisk will make magic happen. He will drag them there. The Danes do it again on the double opener. It's been years since these guys have felt the relief of a grand final win on a stage like this. And it is so close, touching distance.
And it was the Danes on the first map, but now we look to the Frenchmen. It's them with this major coming up right around the corner on home turf. It's them looking good. ZywOo, the boy who started playing, the age of 7 years old, from that small town in France, Lens. He grew up watching the legends that he now plays alongside of. And as we've got to the tail end of this game, he has been instrumental. 1 round, 5 kills. That's all Vitality need for this roster that was put together with the goal of lifting trophies to finally do it. And it's coming fast.
Yeah.
ZywOo straight up banana. No
Not
respect
again.
on this play.
Not again, surely. This has been a brutal T-side. Once they've started to pick up steam, and just saw feet. He knows what's up. And defeat right here for Heroic. The Orc can hold on. It saves Yabi's life. He drops off that box. Heroic have more fight in them. The pace, Vitality set, denied. Oh, but the boost waits patient. Magisk runs in. He doesn't stop. Yabi low on ammo, low on health. No chance, all alone. And Heroic, they can feel it now.
They're shaking. They're trembling. They can feel that this is about to be over. Vitality have got the backstab on Tesses. They're in the advantage. They're ready to do it. 2 men stand between them and lifting that trophy.
The ground shakes, the earth opens up, and Heroic might be swallowed whole. ZywOo want to do it. He can't connect. It's onto the clutch. Spinks with a Molotov. There's no smoke. There might be no time. There's no way. And this is Vitality running it over the line. Finish strong.
Sure, if the pyramids themselves, Spinks is eternal. And Vitality have overcome those demons. The stars arrive. The veteran players carry them through.